Hi, you hear that upbeat fun music? Well, that means it's time for Models of Learning Analytics. Okay. This proposed model consists of 6 critical dimensions or fields of attention. They are stakeholders, objectives, data, instruments, external constraints, and internal limitations. Each of these fields are subdivided into several separate values called instantiations. However, you're only required to cover one instantiation from each field in order to make a fully formed model. Now let's take a closer look at these 6 fields and their instantiations. The first field we'll talk about is stakeholders. In a nutshell, it's just who benefits from the learning analytics. Some instantiations include teachers, higher education institutions, of course, students, and some educational service providers. In our objectives field, instantiations include reflection to identify how learners are progressing and to assess if instruction is effective, and prediction, using data to predict learner outcomes like competency and completion rates. The dimension of data has 2 instantiations. Open data, which is any data readily available to anyone, for example through a simple internet search or social network, and protected data, data that viewers must have permission to see, such as student data within an LMS, or medical records or tax information. The instruments dimension refers to the tools we use to support the objectives of stakeholders and to simplify variables into manageable sets. Instantiations include algorithms that adapt to learner needs, the leveraging of technology to gather and analyze statistical data, and learning theory designed to improve student outcomes. External constraints include conventions and norms. Conventions covers the ethical implications of the use of data, as well as the learner's personal privacy. Norms cover the policy side, that is, the laws that are already in practice. The humanistic field of internal limitations refers to the limitations of the stakeholders. Can they demonstrate the required competency for instruction to succeed? And do they accept learning analytics as a viable and useful method of improving outcomes? Let's use our model to determine the efficacy of an online discussion forum. Our stakeholders will be learners and teachers. Our objective will be to reflect on and analyze data to determine if learners are meeting knowledge benchmarks. We will be using a protected data set from student discussion posts published in a learning management system. Constructivist learning theory will be employed since it's conducive to discussion, and social network analysis statistics will track and log metadata. Given that we are using a protected data set, we must consider student privacy to ensure there is no misuse of personal information. As far as internal limitations go, we should focus on competency, specifically interpretation and critical thinking. That is, can our learners make sense of the content, and can they put it to use? Sweet! So now we have a general idea of the uses of models of learning analytics.